All right, I am live. Welcome to my channel. This is my second live stream, and I know it's been a while, but life has been busy, and I didn't want to be burned out being busy all the time. So I've been spending some time relaxing, working, doing other things, and I'm happily partnered now. So I'm really happy about that. So I want to put something out there because this is unscheduled. I didn't schedule this. This was just sort of something random. Um, so I'm streaming here on YouTube and I'm streaming on my social media. I will have this stream up on my main YouTube channel, Gay Life Rising, and I wanted to get this out there where I was thinking while I was driving, while I was working and stuff, of this advice that I've learned through my relationships. And it is how to effectively come to a solution. And I don't know if my mic is very good. Okay, I think I have the setting right. I think it's just not close enough. Okay, it was on mute. How to effectively come to a solution from problems that you may be having. And a lot of us have this thing that happens. We have the same arguments over and over again. It's always the same damn thing. What the hell is going on? Why does this keep happening? Same arguments, same problems are not being solved. We're constantly arguing with each other. We're always talking about the same things and nothing changes. There is no progress. It's the same damn thing over and over again. So today's live stream, I'm going to talk about ways, first of all, why this happens. And then I'm going to get into some possible solutions for this. So once again, thank you for joining my live stream. I really appreciate this. I know it's been a while. I just haven't. Sorry, felt like it. I think I just need some water. I have a new camera, by the way. I have a new microphone. I'm still figuring things out here. I don't have a script, but I feel like I'm much more confident than I was in my live stream. So I'm really happy about that. So let's say it could be a partner, it could be a friend, it doesn't matter. Let's say, for example, someone leaves dishes. Let's just say your partner leaves dishes in the sink. And you go over there, nothing is done. They leave it there overnight. You know, they don't seem to care. And it's always the same damn thing. You keep leaving dishes here. You know, they need to be done. I can't stand the mess here. And it can turn into this argument, and it's always the same thing. For example, so what is causing this is a lot of the times there is just fighting. There's no room for a healthy back and forth. There is just, I'm right, you're wrong. I don't want to, and a lot of us don't want to face when we're guilty. A lot of us are unable, incapable of handling guilt, even if we're in the wrong. If we're in the wrong, we don't want to face. I don't want to face it. I don't want to deal with it. I know I'm wrong. I know what I did was wrong, but I don't want to deal with it. My ego. I gotta protect my ego. And what happens is when this happens, when we're confronted with something, a lot of us don't want to face that. We don't want to deal with it. It's too much to handle. Oh my gosh. Ugh. So we try to find some way to protect ourselves by attacking the other person and make it like it's their fault. Oh, you made me this way, or they give some sort of excuse because I don't feel like dealing with that, and nothing gets solved. Okay. A lot of it also could be we just don't feel like dealing with it. Also, what happens is the approach. So a lot of us make the mistake. Oh my gosh, my microphone. I think I need to change the settings because there's like a big echo. I'm going to try to change it and see if that makes everything better. Okay, I think that makes it better. Oh, I accidentally. Sorry, this is new, you guys. This equipment, fairly new that I'm using. So, what happens is another thing that happens is the way that we are communicating with our partner is really disrespectful, and a lot of us don't even know it. Okay, a lot of us don't know it, and we'll go, "Why do you do that? Why do you leave dishes out? I don't like it when it's like that. Can't you just do the dishes? It's not that hard." We're more likely to defend ourselves because we feel like we're being attacked. For my social media audience, oh my gosh, I just muted my mic. I'm focusing on the camera up here. Okay, I have another camera. So I have two. I have my phone and then I have my camera up here. So what happens is we feel like we're placed in a position, it's like an animal instinct. We're placed in a position in which we're having to defend ourselves because we feel like we're being attacked. Even though there are cases we're not really being attacked, we feel that way. So I'm sorry, I'm like, I think I'd rather have this on my YouTube channel, actually. So I'm just going to be back and forth. Anyway, so even though we're not necessarily being attacked, but our instincts are like causing us to just react really fast. And so we defend ourselves. And when we are defending ourselves, the other person is having to defend themselves because they feel like they're being attacked. And then it's just like a back and forth. So some of that's what's causing these arguments. And then it either ends in just like one of them just walking out the room, or the other one stonewalls the other person. Oh, well, screw you then, and nothing changes. And it's the same thing. And some people make the mistake of, babe, just forget this never happened. Can we just pretend this never happened? Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's not. That leads, guess what just happened? What happens when you do that? What happens when you're just pretend nothing happened? Pretend nothing ever happened. Can we just pretend we didn't have this issue? It's going to happen again. You know why? Nothing got solved from that. Sure, it temporarily makes us feel better. It'll be like, oh, it feels like something was solved because you're no longer having that conflict. But in reality, long term, nothing was really solved. Just the moment was solved. Okay, so that's another mistake a lot of us run into. We feel like something was solved, but really nothing was really solved. So you have to look out for that. You have to make sure to not fall into that trap. Yes, deflecting, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, so there's a lot of defensiveness. There could be a lot of deflecting, like, oh, I don't feel like dealing with that. So that's what's possibly causing that. So a good solution to this is, instead of going, honey, why don't you ever do the dishes? A better approach would be, honey, I really would appreciate it if you do the dishes. It really helps. And then just give them a reason why. Changing the approach in which you communicate with your partner can make a drastic difference, because that causes them to not have a reason to defend themselves. And there's a freaking echo. It's all right. So it causes There's no reason to defend themselves if you're approaching it in a more respectful manner. So alternative, you can go, honey, I really appreciate if you can do these dishes because I just don't want any bugs and I just don't want them accumulating. I really would like us to share responsibility. See the difference? That's going to be much more likely to lead to the response of, yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, I'm sorry, I'll do that. Because they notice that your approach was much more respectful. And humans tend to respect others who respect them back. Okay, and it's going to take both. Okay, it's not going to just take you, it's not going to just take them, it's going to take both. Okay, so um, cause of the arguments. Here's some solutions. Um, when you're when there's a problem in a relationship, it's very, very important to have a progress in coming up with at least a mutual agreement that is satisfactory to the both of you. Not just you, not just him, both of you. And it's going to take both of you to have the same growth mindset to, hey, I really want this solved. Not, oh, I don't feel like dealing with that. I don't want to deal with that right now. Both of you have to be in that same mindset, okay? Because if only one of you are in that mindset, it's not going to work out. It's just going to be the same problems over and over and over again. Okay? So, a good solution would be, first of all, step one is communicate with your partner with respect and in a more diplomatic, tactful way, in which you are trying to protect their ego. It's not a good idea to attack. It's much more productive, much more effective if you approach them in a kind, respectful manner. Hey, honey, I really appreciate what you do, but I really would need this done because A, B, and C. Can you do that for me? As opposed to, I don't like it when you do that. That's I don't want to deal with this. There, that's a big difference. Hi. How are you? My social media stream. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Compromise is key. Yes, totally. Compromise is definitely key. And not only compromise, communication from both parties, because a relationship takes both of you. Okay. If it's only one of you doing the work and it's one sided, it's not going to work. Okay. So, first of all, the communication needs to be healthy. Okay. I'll give you another example. Let's say your partner's at work and someone knocks on the door, rings the doorbell, says, hey, I have a package for so and so, which is your partner. I need a signature from that party, whatever. And you call them, they don't answer, and then sorry, I'll come back and all that stuff. And you try calling, they don't answer. You assume they're busy and they don't answer all day. And then when you come home, it's like, what happened? I called you, you had a package, and you never answered your phone. Oh, I'm sorry, I was really, really busy. Well, don't, blah, blah. And then it could turn into an argument. You see the approach, it started from part number one. It started from the communication part. So instead of attacking your partner, which then leads him to defend himself and go, oh, no, blah, blah, blah. And then it causes you to, it's okay. So you see what I mean? So a better approach would be like, hey, honey, there was a package. I had a hard time getting to you. Can you explain to me what happened? I would really appreciate that. And you notice the approach, being respectful, kind, calm. Okay, because you can't really have effective communication if you're heated or the other person's heated or you're both heated. There it needs at least needs to be a calm environment, and then that will provide you the tool to be more effective in your communication with your partner. Okay, so that's very important. Okay, so communication, once you've got that down and you're able to communicate in a calm manner, what you do is try to provide more of like a debate floor sort of thing. So you let your partner speak fully, not interrupt them. Oh no no no! No, let them speak first. Once they're done speaking, then it's your turn. But the whole time that you guys are being respectful and letting each other speak, you also have to be actively listening, not just pretending, oh, I can't wait for you to be done until I can talk. Oh, okay, now I can talk. And then, because nothing's being stopped, you're not really listening because there could be something that you weren't aware of, and you're letting your ego get in the way of anything being solved. Okay. So that's very important. The mindset, you both have to be being in this growth mindset of, oh, I could be wrong. You have to be actively listening to what they're saying. And then once they're done, then responding to that. And at the same time, as this is going on, you both have to be objective and not just try to look at from your own experience. Oh, my experience is right. Yours is wrong. I don't care what you have to say. Sometimes our perspective can lead to assumptions. Okay, if things aren't looked at more objectively, okay, let me listen to what you have to say. Maybe I made the assumption that you were, you know, maybe assumption that you were being lazy because you didn't do dishes, but really, you were you had to run out to the store because your sister needed something that wasn't close by her. She doesn't have a car, so you had to run. Then you didn't have time. You were there till 1 a.m. and then you got back home and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So sometimes our perspective isn't really the objectively right perspective. So it's the whole time that you're speaking and communicating in a healthy manner, and you're both listening to each other, letting each other speak without interrupting, and then taking turns. You also have to try to approach this more objectively. Okay. So mindset, the way in which you communicate, giving each other respectful, giving each other the floor fairly, and then being objective. Okay, being open-minded, being kind, being respectful, giving them a fair shot at explaining themselves. Hey, I'm sorry, I was in a meeting and my phone died. I'm really sorry about that, and it's my fault that I forgot to reply. I didn't pay attention to my missed calls. I'm really sorry about that. For example, it's just a hypothetical. But a lot of us make the mistake of just thinking that we're right no matter what the other partner says, because we know what I saw, and I know I'm right and you're wrong. You don't deserve to speak, and that causes us to not have anything solved. Okay. So during this whole time of conversation, of talking back and forth, there needs to be a progressive, uh, there needs to be progression towards coming to at least a mutual compromise, a solution. Okay. And it takes both parties to be in that mindset. It can't just be one sided, because if it's just one sided, you're willing to talk respectfully and try to use the strategy, but your other partner doesn't want to do that. I don't care what you have to say, I'm right. I don't feel like dealing with all that. That's too much. I don't want to deal with all that. The other partner is not willing to cooperate because it takes both parties cooperation. It's not going to work out and nothing's going to be solved. And even if you go to the approach of, okay, nothing's being solved, let's go to a therapist. Even if you go to a therapist, at the therapist's office, they may just be putting up a front and like pretending to listen. Okay. So it doesn't matter. It's the mindset of the person. It's the mindset of both of you. Okay. It doesn't matter what it really looks like on the outside. It's the inside as well. Well, that's more important. Because if this person doesn't genuinely care and isn't conscious, or they are conscious, they are self-aware, but they just don't care, nothing's going to be solved. So it takes both of you to have that same mindset. It doesn't matter if you go to a counselor, therapist, whatever. That may temporarily change, just to look better, or just to look good, or to get the credit, the social credit, like, ooh, look at me, see, I am doing good, and then they just go back to how they were. So, it's not going to matter if you go to a therapist. Okay, it's not going to matter. It's the mindset of the person. If the mindset of the person isn't right, hey, I know I have a problem. I don't like being this way. I want to try to solve this. I want to do something about this. It's going to take that sort of mindset in order for things to change. If that person doesn't want to change, they don't see it, or they don't care, nothing's going to get solved. Nothing's going to get solved. So it's very, very important to communicate with your partner respectfully, calmly. And if things are heated, a good strategy, an effective, productive thing to do is when you catch yourself yelling, oh, I can't believe, when you catch yourself, a good thing to do is, hey, honey, I'm really stressed right now. I just need a moment. Can you give me some time to calm down? I just need a few minutes. Yeah, go ahead. It's good to do that. Don't feel bad. If your partner's like, oh, you don't care about me, you just want to run away from me, that's their problem. It's your responsibility to keep yourself in a more calm headspace so you can effectively communicate with your partner. If you're not given the opportunity, the chance to do that, nothing's going to get solved. Okay? So, being calm, talking respectfully to your partner, making sure you're both in the same mindset, coming to a progressive movement towards a solution. And then once that is all executed that way, and then there's a solution, you will find that you guys don't have that same problem anymore because it was solved in the last argument. You guys might have an argument again, but the argument's most likely going to be about something else. Okay? So, if you do that, that should help you. That should that should help you from running into the same problems over and over again. Um, a lot of the times they don't care. They just don't want to deal with it because there's responsibility that comes with being in a relationship, because the responsibility is being held accountable for when you're doing something wrong, taking responsibility for your actions. A lot of people are just not capable of taking responsibility for their actions. They don't want to handle that. They'll just put that on you. They'll gaslight you, tell you that there's something wrong with you. You know, whatever they'll give themselves a pass, whatever excuse for misbehaving. And if there's that going on in a relationship, and that person has that mindset, they don't want to deal with it. Either you stay in that sort of environment and be willing to accept that. That's just going to keep happening over and over and over again. You have to realize you can't make someone change. A lot of us make the mistake of staying in the relationship that doesn't change, hoping it's going to get better. Oh, if I, hanging on to those, oh, we had good times. Oh, we went to the beach and we had fun. We walked along the beach at night with the beautiful moonlight, and oh man, it'll get better. Maybe we can have those times again. I don't want to let go because of those memories. A lot of us make the mistake of staying in a relationship hoping it'll get better over time, or trying to fix someone. Someone who doesn't have the mindset of I want to change, someone who really doesn't want to change isn't going to change. Okay? In order for someone to change, they're going to want to. They're going to want to do something about it. If they don't want to do anything about it and they keep defending themselves, and you keep running into the same problem where it's the same arguments, same problems, they keep defending themselves, they keep making excuses, they keep gaslighting you, they don't want to take responsibility for their actions, they're not going to change. They're going to be the same person. So either you stay in a relationship knowing that it's going to be the same problem, whether you have kids together, maybe you have kids together, you don't want to leave a relationship, you're just doing it for the kids. Maybe you're just holding on because of the good memories you've had together. Maybe you're just doing it because you have a business together. Whatever the case is, you either stay or you leave and find someone who has a growth mindset. None of us are perfect. Okay, all of us have some weakness, but it's important to have a growth mindset in which we're willing to work through that and become better. Hey, I know I have this problem where I tend to defend myself because I don't want to deal with it. I recognize that I don't want to do that because I know it leads to problems. I know it leads to things not being solved. I don't want to be this way. Let me see what I can do to change this. Let me see what I can do to become a better person. That's what it takes to have a healthy relationship where there's healthy communication and you're not having the same problems, the same arguments over and over again. Okay? And I had to learn this on my own through the relationships I had. I was that way. I didn't want to deal with it. A lot of times, I know I'm wrong. I just don't want to deal with it. I don't like this image. I feel embarrassed a lot. A lot of it is what that is this preserving the image of, oh, I'm a good person. I don't want to look bad. So let me try to find some way to toss some things to try to get that out of my head that I'm a bad person. I don't like looking bad. So I'm going to throw stuff at you. I'm going to I'm going to gaslight you. I'm going to make you the problem. I'm going to make excuses for it because I don't want to look bad. I don't feel like dealing with looking at myself in the mirror and seeing for myself for who I am. That's not a healthy relationship to be in with someone who's like that. And I've been in many relationships. I was like that. You know what happens staying in a relationship like that? Nothing. Nothing changes. It's the same thing over and over again, unless they see it for what it is and they want to change on their own. A good, effective way to get someone to want to change is being an inspiration. Not pressuring them to change, but showing them how that's like to be in that mindset. Okay? And if they see it and they're attracted to it, that can cause them to be motivated to want to change. I really hope this helps you guys. If you have any questions, you can put it in the chat. I'll try to answer them for you. If not, I think I'll go ahead and end the stream. I really wanted to put something out there. I've been really busy with work. I mean, there were some times I was really busy, but I was really getting burned out. And it can take some work to make the thumbnails and put in the subtitles and all that stuff for my videos. This is more experimental. I just wanted to put up a live stream while all of this was on my mind. And I really wanted to help you guys out instead of having a script and typing that all out and then being like, ooh, look, it's perfect video. I have like these really powerful, constructive, well articulated sentences that I can, give to you. I just wanted to tell you all of this stuff that's on the top of my head. And I really, really hope it helps out, because there's a lot of people, of course, relationships, you're having the same problems. You don't know what to do. Oh my God, it's really stressful. Learn from my mistakes. I want to put this out there so you can learn from the mistakes that I've learned, and I can give you the tools that I've gotten from the relationships and my experiences that I've gone through. Okay. So I really hope that helps out. Like I said, if you have any questions here, okay, I have like one person watching. So I'm sorry. Taking a break is heated good, yes. Needs the motivation to change themselves and not force the motivation to change. Change themselves and not force. Yeah, so you can't force someone to change. They're gonna have to want to change on their own. That's how that works. So I'm just going to scroll through here, see if there's anything. Short-term solution is okay, but long-term solution is the key. Yeah, so yeah, you're going to run into the same issues if you're just solving things temporarily just to hold over the moment because you don't feel like dealing with it. It's very important to – it's going to be a lot of work, guys. It's going to take work to do the things that I mentioned. Listen, because then you have to sit there and listen. You have to actively listen. You have to like put in the effort to try to form the words to form the words to say, to be respectful of them, to be considerate and all that. It takes a lot of work, but there's a reward that comes from that. And the reward is actually getting a solution out of that. And then when you get a solution out of that, you don't run into the same problems over and over and over again. And it's much better. And you actually get something good out of that, and you become a better person. And it's much better than just being stuck in a relationship in which you're just having the same problems over and over again. It just becomes stressful. Problems compound. I don't think anyone wants that. Definitely. Bring them on camera. Oh, that's something else. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Like I said, my live stream here, it's going to be on my YouTube channel, Gay Life Rising. So there you go. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you watching, and I will maybe see you in my next live stream. All right. Take care. How do I end this? Okay. Yes. All right.